Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. Another day, another job on the ML. So this time we're going to be changing over the battery. I've bought this Bosch AGM LN5, so that should be the right size. And the first thing, just for the last 24 hours before I even get to put it in the car, I've just had it on trickle charge just to make sure it's nicely topped up. Just to save the car doing it and make sure it's okay. Gave it a quick test. It's now running at 13.5 volts. I've just got it there on the C-Tech charger. So it's only been running at 0.85 of an amp, just 24 hours. Should be nicely charged and ready to go. Okay, so first things first. Get the seat into the right position. So that means all the way forward, all the way up and out the way. Wonder if that'll be faster with the new battery. Okay, it should be. Not sure about that one. I think we'll just put that out the way for fun. Okay, let's go and have a look in the back. So here, I'll whip these carpets out and get a bit of a look in here, but we're going under the driver's side seat. Let's just take this all out of the way. Sorry for the unexciting video. Okay, so the first thing is this should unclip. And it does. And there's the battery. What a nightmare. Okay, so we'll get started on that. This should unclip. I think there's a pin. Yeah, there's a pin on this duct I've got to take out first. So let me get that out, show you what that looks like, and then we'll see if we can start getting the battery out. Not pretty, is it? Okay, next step's to cut the carpet. So I've made a bit more room here, sorry for the poor lighting, and just pushing that blade back, I don't know, about 50, 70 millimeters on both sides. And now I can lift that up and get to this clip here. So there's a little clip here I'm going to be popping out, get that duct out the way. It's a bit of a mess, but not too bad. And then the other thing I did was, using my E14s, I whipped the rear seat out because I just didn't want to be leaning over that. It's not a lot of room here in the first place. Let's see how we go getting that duct out. Okay, so luckily my trim tool fits in really nicely just there, and I can whip that little center plug out. Don't know if I can do that one-handed. Yep. Okay, so there's the plug, and now the socket should come out. There we go. Now the duct should pull out. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And now this panel should pull out. He says optimistically. Okay, there we go. Bit of tape holding that in. Factory original. Okay, get that out of the way. And there we go. Mercedes original. 95 amp hour, just the same. Okay, let's see how we go getting that out. Wish me luck. That's the battery management system for a shunt for measuring the current, and somewhere back there the positive terminal and a vent. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, so I've done something a bit unusual here. You may choose to do this if you want. So I've taken the battery terminal off and I've just unplugged the sensor wires for the battery sensor, but I've also just taken that wire off. That was just down there onto that earth terminal. I think you can just see that. I've just taken that off completely, just to make myself a lot more room with what we're doing here, so it's nice and easy lifting the battery out. It's nice and clear. I'm just taking off the fixing bolts. I'll just show you those. They're down there, 13mm. So I'll get those out, get the plate out, and then I'll start on the live at the back there. Okay, so got the mounting plate out. There should be quite a bit of room there, and might even be able to shuffle the battery towards me to get onto those terminals. Just had to use my long nose pliers to get that plate out. Okay, ready for the lift. A couple of things I've done. I've put the nuts back on those two studs, just because I'll probably be dropping the battery on that a few times. Not worried about the old ones much, new one's probably better. And at the back there, you should be able to see, got the terminal off. And it's so squeezy. And hopefully the new one I can just get that terminal to sit up above the battery. We'll see how we go. Wish me luck. Okay, I think we're halfway. The way I did that was by grabbing the posts like this and lifting like hell under this sharp edge. Just getting it up on this step. You might see there. And the back should still be clear. Got a bit of lifting room there to go. Under the foam. Let's see how we go. Get the next bit out. I've also put my carpet mat down just to protect this. Okay, so just get my fingers under the edge there. Managed to lift it up and I think we're out. We'll have it out on the floor in no time at all. So just now we whipped out the old battery. I'll just give it a quick test on my Micro 200. So 12.13 volts there. And we're going to do an AGM flat plate with 850 CCA. Definitely a bit low there, 345 CCA. It has been having a bit of trouble recently. So it's never not started the car, but it has gone into kind of emergency mode a couple of times. So if we compare that with the new one. Okay, so testing the new battery, so 3.01 volts. Bear in mind this has been on charge for 24 hours. Let's see how this one goes. Hopefully you can see that in the light. Be a good idea to start the test. Okay, hope you can read that. There you go. I'll just recheck the old one just to make sure you can see those readings. But there we're looking at 925 CCA. It's not quite the 950, but still pretty good. Retest on the old battery. Just make sure you can see that okay. So this is a Micro 200 Pro. Would really recommend this. It seems to give very good results on my batteries and really is indicative of the battery health. Okay, let's get that new. One more thing we need to do before we swap it over. You've got to take this little plug out of the end of the battery and put it in the new battery. And that's the blanking plug for the vent. It's better fit. Great. Okay, I'll just try and get that in because that's where the vent goes in the other end when it's in the car. Going okay. And I'll just put these caps back on just while we're putting that in the car and then whip those off when we get in there. Okay, so all back in, and I've tightened up the earth, tightened up the live, coloured in the replacement date, June 22, got the vent on, put the two screws on the bottom and retightened up the earth that I undid before. Top tips I would recommend is definitely take off the earth, definitely take out the plate completely, put the nuts back on, and just be careful taking off the sensor wire there so don't damage that on that clip. And the vent, far easier with that earth out the way. Okay, let's get all the bits and bobs back together. Okay, so that's all nicely back together. Just cleaned all that up and put the clip back in, got the air duct back in, and can now put all the carpets back and the rear passenger seat. That's the other thing to mention, is definitely worthwhile taking this out so you can get your hip over there to get under that battery. Don't imagine that would be fun working in the pretty narrow gap to get that out. Last bits. This is the battery date, week 39, 2014. So it lasted, give or take, 8 years. And that might seem a really long time. I'm pretty happy that I got it to last that long. But it has only done 80,000 kilometers, 50,000 miles in your US of A money. And I don't know, probably should have changed it earlier, and then it would cause myself a bit less grief with a couple of near misses on it starting. Plus, it hasn't been working on the stop-start at all recently, and most of the time I turn that off anyway, but now with the new one at least it will work with the stop-start all the time. So one last thing, let's just give it a go, see what it sounds like. Last to the last, let's see what it sounds like. Okay, thanks for watching, and hope you have luck changing your battery. Just a quick correction, that is actually an E12, not an E14. E14 fitted pretty well, but the E12 is actually the one to go with. Look at that, what a nightmare that would be if I hadn't taken that out. Cool, thanks.